I have a couple warnings for you right up front in this video. Warning number one, this video contains content that may be shocking for some parents. Warning number two is this, what you will learn in this video could literally, and I do mean literally, save your child's life. Now with that said, I've got a couple questions for you. Question number one, do your kids have access to the internet or a cell phone? Number two is this, as a parent, would you know what the following codes mean if you saw them on your kid's computer screen or on their cell phone? And here they are. First one, P911. Do you know what that means? Hey, how about this one? ASL. Do you know what this one means? TDTM. Well, how about this one? POS. Now, what about this one? NIFOC. And do you know what this code is? LMIRL. Now look at the screen. In a sense, I could ask you the question, do you speak teen? Well, here's the shocking truth. Protecting your kids has never been more difficult to do than in today's ever-changing world, even when your kids are sitting right in your own home. Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Mike Thompson. Hey, that's me up there on that stage, and you know what? I'm up on that big screen up there. Now, I've spoken to over 2 million people worldwide. I've shared the stage with people like Chris Hansen, the host of the TV show To Catch a Predator, and I work side by side with the FBI and the local police on becoming an expert in helping parents and their kids navigate safely while on the internet and also a cell phone. Now, I want to say this before we move on. I am so glad that you took the time as a parent to watch this video. You're in for a treat. Now, with that said, please help me in just answering 4 simple questions, and here they are. Number 1, does any of what I've been sharing so far with you up to this point, does it worry you just a little bit as a parent? Well, number 2, does it worry you just a little bit that within just one click, these online predators can have access to your kids when you're not watching, when you're not in the room or you're at work? Number 3, does it worry you just a little bit to know that with just one click, your child's choices on the cell phone and the internet can ruin their reputation in an instant, as well as ruin their ability to get a job or be accepted to a college in the future? And number 4, does it worry you just a little bit that your son or daughter might not even know about what I'm talking about up to this point in this video, and as a result, they might be making these costly or potentially deadly mistakes right now while they're on their cell phone or the internet without even knowing about it? Now, if you're worried just a little bit, hey, again, you're not alone. The great news is you can stop the worrying. And you can start by building your skills, by soaking up the rest of what's in this video. And skills are what's going to get you through any tough times in life, including this issue. Now, unless you've been living on Mars, it's no newsflash to you and to me that we've all been seeing the news about these online predators who are out there trying to get at our kids. Now, the headlines are everywhere. Every time you turn on the television, you see these kinds of news stories, and you're like, what is going on? See, I'm not just sharing all of this to scare the bejeebers out of you. That's not my purpose. I'm sharing this because you need to be aware of this, and also know that I'm here to help you as one parent to another. I've got 2 kids. We're in this together. And I want to give you serious solutions to a very serious problem that every parent is facing. Now, whether those parents want to admit it or not, I'm here to give you all the information, the tips, the secrets, the strategies, and most importantly, the tools that you need to gain peace of mind and then feel 100% secure that your kids are safe while they're on the cell phone or while they're on the internet. That's my job. I put everything together I could to help parents and kids make sense of all this, and it's in one comprehensive package. And here's the thing, I filled this package with the same groundbreaking, the one-of-a-kind, no fluff, just answers kind of information that I've been sharing with thousands of parents all across this great country of ours. Now let me give you just a sample of some of the key points that I'm teaching parents just like you to stay ahead of all this stuff. I'm teaching parents the shocking tactics that predators use to target kids. You gotta know what these are to keep your kids safe. How to know what really happens when you're away from the computer or when you're at work. How to know a simple question that will positively affect every online decision that your son or daughter makes. And also the one thing you should never let your child do when they're online. Kids need to know this, and parents definitely need to know this one. Also, I'm teaching the new online trend that is ruining young people's lives. Along with that, some tips to help you correct the small mistakes so you can avoid those big mistakes. Another thing I'm teaching is a quick technique to find out what predators, what they're seeing about your child. And you need to know this. The other thing is why your child's cell phone is actually more dangerous than the computer. Also, the bottom line is this. You don't need to be scared by the internet or cell phones anymore. I'm serious. They're not the enemy. What I always tell people, that's not the problem. It's the choices your son or daughter makes on the internet or on the cell phone. That's the problem. But I'm going to teach you how to get ahead of that. I'm going to personally teach you a step-by-step process and how to use the internet and cell phones as wonderful tools, because they are, but to teach decision-making and good character skills to your kids. Now, I'm here to help you get back your power as a parent, because I want you as a parent to be able to learn this and then teach it to your son or daughter. Now, if you want to just get instant access right now to the entire comprehensive program, you can stop this video at any time and just click the Add to Cart button down below. But if you want more tips and information, a lot of people do, well, you know what? Let me move on and tell you specifically what else you're going to learn from me in this critically important program. You're going to get a workbook that is just crock filled with information, all to help you and your kids. And in that workbook, I'm teaching parents how to decipher the most dangerous code words used by predators and your child. And it's way beyond those code words I showed you right at the start of the video. Also, the surefire method to teach your kids so they can pass what I call the true test of character while they're online, and particularly when you're not watching, which is critical. The one and only rule that will positively change your child's online behavior instantly. Also, I'm teaching parents how to stop wondering about, who's raising whom, with a simple but powerful technique to gain instant control without losing your sanity. Boy, is that important. And how to quickly identify the advanced filter that is guaranteed to block all internet dangers. And along with that, how to calmly lay out a no screaming, no yelling, no arguing, no raising your voice plan for dealing with any issues that pop up with the internet or a cell phone. And I can tell you from experience that if you scream, holler, yell, you create one more problem on top of whatever you're trying to solve. I'm going to be teaching parents how to give kids the power, the control, and the tools to always make the right choices. And along with that, why the internet really isn't the problem, and how it actually reveals what the real problem is. Along with that, the inner secrets on how predators are finding vulnerable kids online. How do they do that, and how do we stop it? Also, the 4 pieces of information that must never, and I mean never, be shared by your kids while they're online. And by the way, I should tell you this, when I'm out at middle schools and high schools across this great country of ours, and I share the 4 pieces of information, 2/3 or more of the audience have either shared one or all of these. Now that's scary. I'm also teaching parents straightforward tips to gain and keep control over any internet and cell phone issue. Along with that, simple ways to open up a productive dialogue with your kids. Again, no losing it, no screaming. The other thing is straight answers on what is normal and what's not normal behavior while online. I got to teach you that so your kids know it too. Also, the shocking truth about sexting, which includes quick solutions that you must know right now to deal with this major issue that's going across this country right now. In the audio program number 1, besides that workbook, you get audio programs. In the first audio program, I'm teaching parents the 3 types of people that you and your child need to know that are online right now. Also, why social sites can be the good, the bad, and the ugly all rolled into one. Your kids want to belong to Facebook and MySpace and Friendster and Xanga, and those are great ways for them to communicate. They want to be on there. They're not the problem. the choices your son or daughter makes while they're on them. That's the problem. And that's what we got to get ahead of. How to swiftly and immediately correct the poor choices that your child might be making when they're online or on their cell phone. Also, how to calmly teach your child that their choices and their behaviors can be the critical element in their safety while online. Along with this, I'm teaching parents why the internet is just like Halloween, but it's 24/7, 365. Also, simple techniques to communicate and interweave your family values into discussions with your kids about the internet and a cell phone. Along with that, the shocking truth that predators, man oh man, they don't want me to share with you. But you know what? I know what they know, and I'm going to get you about 100 miles ahead of them along with your kids, and that's, quite frankly, too close. The slow seduction process that these online predators, they use to gain the trust of your kids, and then they lure your kids into their space. You got to know what this is. The other thing, I'm also teaching parents the 5 specific ways to use the internet and cell phones as tools to teach critical thinking skills. Whoa, this is important. Also, the one thing predators hate the most and why they will stay far, far, far away from your kids. And again, 100 miles, that's too close. I want them way far away. The other thing, why your kids want and they need structure while online, but guess what? They're never going to ask for it. They're never going to come up and go, hey, Mom, Dad, is there a chance for you a little more structure on the internet and my cell phone? They're not going to do that. But they want that and they need that kind of structure. Why the internet chat rooms? And your kids may go to these chat rooms. They can be some of the most dangerous places for your kids to be. You need to know that, and so do your kids. The conversation that you must have with them before you let your kids join any of these social networking sites. Again, don't forget, they're not the problem. They are not the problem. The choices your kids make on them are the problem. Now, in audio program number 2. In this audio program, I'm teaching parents the 14 easy ways, again, to turn the internet into great learning opportunities, because that's really what it is. Also, how not to get sucked into the 11 traps that predators set for your kids. You got to know what these 11 traps are. So do your kids. The other one is the simple but powerful ways to make sure that your kids think before they type or click. Now, that brain can be your best friend and your worst enemy. It's your best friend if you and I as parents teach our kids how to use that best friend. How just one poor choice could affect your kid's ability to get a job or even get into college later in life. And man, do they need to know this one. The other thing is I'm teaching how photos, how videos and blog posts, they can permanently damage your kid's reputation in an instant. And your kids love photos, they love the videos, and they love the blog. How to keep the critical lines of communication clear and open between you and your child. So again, this is not the enemy. It's what they choose to do, and so that we keep those lines open. Also, how to use what I call the 6 critical questions that are guaranteed to save your sanity when dealing with any problems that come up with your kids. You learn these 6 questions, whoa, life is going to be so much better. Also, no-nonsense ways to teach your child to safely pilot on their own the internet. That is critical. I'm also teaching parents the 20 critical rules for online safety that kids and parents must know right now. And along with that, how to turn the internet and cell phone privileges into a way for kids to demonstrate, and that's a key word, that they deserve their freedom, but they can also earn your trust. Along with that, the 26 positive lessons to pass on to your kids. And quite frankly, your kids are going to love these. And they will give them tools to make the right choices. And along with that, the shocking tactic that predators, they use these to lure in your kids. And this is creepy. This one is sent right to your front door. You're going to freak when you hear about this. And also what reputation suicide is and how this can affect your child for years and years and years. Now, in audio program number 3, what I'm given in that last audio program is I'm teaching parents the really good news about online safety that both kids and parents need to know. Along with that, the best way to frame all of your questions about online activities for what I call easy communication, and that's what we all want. The other thing is how to choose the right web protection software. I'm going to give you my top pick, and remember, only 1/3 of the households are using this. how to use technology to reinforce the everyday life lessons that you're teaching to your kids right now. I'm also teaching parents how a powerful lesson from the very sad but very true story of Jessie Logan, a girl with a very bright future, really gets you to step back and think. Also, the 3 realities of texting and sexting that you and your kids, you must understand these before it's too late. Now, also, how a simple text message can turn into a child pornography criminal charge that can be filed against your child. Now, how can this happen? I've got to teach you, and most importantly, your son or daughter who sends tons of texts, how this can happen. Also, finally, I'm teaching parents how hackers are targeting the pictures that are stored on their cell phones and then sharing with pornographers all over the world, and how to stop this immediately. Along with that, the one simple question asked that will positively affect every decision your kids make online or on their cell phone. And along with that, how to teach your kids how to earn the right to get you off their back and on your side. Which, by the way, is their dream. Hey, but guess what? It's also yours. Now, I don't know about you, but that is a lot of information. Well, sure, it's a lot of information, but the fact is that every bit of information contained in this program is absolutely critical for parents who want to really step up and take responsibility to secure the safety of their kids. And I think you want that, because I wanted that for my kids too. Now that you've come this far in this video, hey, guess what? I know you're interested, because you know what? You would have shut the video out by now. But if you're ready to step up and join me in taking back the control in your home, then all you have to do, you can click the Add to Cart button below. Just so you know, I'm personally guaranteeing that all of the tips and the secrets and the strategies that I teach, they're going to work for you and your kids. Now, they've worked for thousands of parents all over the country, and they can work for you. I mean, just take a look at what these people are saying. Here's Mark Victor Hansen. He's the guy that wrote the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. There's only about a gazillion of those books out there. They are fabulous books. Well, he said, hey, parents, read Dr. Mike's book. Dr. Mike will save your sanity with practical, easy to read, no fluff answers to everyday parenting. Look at Dr. Lou Tartaglia. He says, hey, the first time I tried Dr. Mike's Saving Your Sanity tips, my 5 sons were shocked. Dad had a sanity attack instead of his usual. And he said this program is loaded with wisdom and a must-read for everybody who loves their kids. Now, Shannon, here, she's a parent, and Shannon said this, wow, this is what best describes how I'm feeling right now. After what you have taught me, a great weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Thanks so much for your insight and strategies, Dr. Mike. I just wish I had heard you about 10 years ago. Everybody feels that way. So do I. And when I learned this, my wife learned this, we wanted to learn it years before. But now's there's no better time than to learn this right now, whatever age your kids are at. Now, you need to know that if you choose to purchase my program, I'm going to I want you to be confident in your purchase today. So I'm proud to offer you this, and here it is. 60-day, 100%, no hassle, no questions asked, money back guarantee. I want you to feel confident, okay? If you don't feel that the strategies in this program are 100% effective, you can just let me know, and I will refund 100% of the purchase price. Again, no hassles, no questions asked. One more thing I can guarantee you is that if you don't act right now, because I can guarantee you this, your child is going to stay in the crosshairs of these predators. And these predators know a lot more than you know, and they know a whole boatload more than your kids know. But you know what? Not anymore. Not anymore, because I'm into their world, and I'm going to keep you 100 miles ahead of them, and also your kids. Even if you decide not to pick up this offer, then I hope that at least this video will get you to start dialoguing with your kids. But I know the tools that I will give you in this program, they're going to make those conversations you have with your kids so much easier. And that's my job. I can also guarantee you that if you don't take action right now, I mean, the internet situation, it's not going to go away. It's not going to change by itself. You know that, and so do I. In fact, I would say that if anything, you and I both know it's going to get much, much worse. So we got to stay ahead of the game. I'm also asking you to step up right now and grab all this information and all the material you can from me, and then begin the dialogue with your kids. And always remember, it's a dialogue that they desperately want and need, that will lead them into making the right choices even when you're not watching. And by the way, that is the true test of their character, when they make good choices when you're not watching. Now, don't forget, you are going to get all of the tools in this program to make your life as a parent so much easier, so that together we can turn the internet and cell phones into valuable learning experiences for both you and your kids. That's what I want for your family. So now, just go ahead and click the Add to Cart button right below, so that together we can begin to take back control of your family. Hey, thanks so much for listening. Take care.